been doing? Okay. I'm learning so much about Adobe Premiere. It's fun.
Hey, everybody. Welcome.
Hi,
We're actually here.
We made it. We're alive.
Yeah, we're only 20 minutes late, and it's not Knights of the Punctual Watch. Nope. Welcome to our after show. Very quick discussion of The Handmaid's Tale Season 3, Episode 2, entitled...
Yes.
Mary and Martha.
Mary and
Martha.
Paul.
Yeah, we don't know who Mary is so far. Anyway, I'm Audie.
I'm Zach.
I'm Mark. I'm Andrew. We are the Knights of the Drunk Watch, and now
our talk begins.
What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
We're so on it.
Chatting.
There's another 2 to 3 to 4 hours left of drinking, by the way.
Oh yes, because we have
So
an
now here's a
amazing
question.
race, and then
Now that we're live, was there another notification? Or did everyone give up?
I just got a notification that we
Okay.
were live.
I think I did too.
20 minutes ago.
So start talking about the episode.
Anyways, so tonight we watched that episode. We don't have a whole lot to say because nothing awful has happened yet. What do you guys?
Someone died.
Awful.
We don't give a shit about that
Martha
person.
died. We didn't know who she was.
I didn't care. I'm sorry. I've been desensitized by Game of Thrones.
We didn't really see her get shot, and the only thing is that we were annoyed with her because the cops are right outside. You need to stay quiet.
She, I guess, was the one who was
Yeah, but she was in her death throes.
I
So
know.
it's not like you'd be like, psh, in her death throes.
So she... Can I talk?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so she was one who was sent to pick up the chemistry professor.
Right.
In the halfway place. What? Because they dropped the chemistry professor off in that building.
Oh, that was her. Okay, that was the Martha.
That was not the one that died, but the one that died, I think, came to get her, and then she got injured, so they backtracked to Lawrence's house.
I was confused about it.
I thought that was the same person. The person they dropped off to get picked up was the same person that got
died,
shot.
I think was the one that was supposed to meet her and take her to the next the next drop off. And she got injured, so they backtracked to Lawrence's house.
Well, here's the thing. I think the most interesting part of this entire episode was Lawrence. Because I still don't know exactly where Commander Lawrence stands. We're
very curious about it. I mean, we see that, first off, he's not 100% evil because he's not, turning them in for all of this stuff. But obviously he does have boundaries because he doesn't want to get himself into trouble by harboring fugitives.
It's healthy to have boundaries.
And stuff. And then we don't really know much about what's up with his wife.
It does seem, though, from what I saw, that he is more likely to support you or allow you to keep doing what you're doing if you're not lying to him.
Yeah.
Because the only person that he got rid of, everybody was involved. Everybody was doing all kinds of crazy shit up in his house. But the only person he got rid of was the person who lied to him.
Trying to lie about it.
Lied to him twice in a few hour period.
And Offred hasn't been doing
job
that.
Every week would have been expensive, so.
Because she's not Offred now. She's of Joseph. And then I'm really curious about this new walking partner she may or may not push in front of a bus.
Oh my god.
Great.
That was the most subtle passive aggressive threat you could possibly make.
Her walking partner threw her in front of a bus.
Yeah, it was an accident.
We all drank for shade.
Her walking partner lost her mind and threw her in front of a bus.
Andrew and I are having a big debate about whether Luke is even a worthwhile character.
Well, I just think, he had 2 scenes and you're just all on his case.
Yeah.
Okay, but so did Moira. Moira only had the same amount of scenes, and she comes out looking like roses.
He wasn't really saying anything. He was just sitting there with a bit of a mopey face that you interpret as, he's a truly whiny, blah, blah, blah
Excuse
character.
me, did he or did he not take his own emotional crap out on Emily?
Yes.
Who, of all people, does not deserve it.
I feel like right now, he is a lot in his feelings, and he's definitely not empathetic.
He's acting like stereotypical women do in certain movies and shows.
Here's the deal. His wife could have come out to him, but she didn't, though she had a reason he supports. But he, instead he gets Emily, he sees the first thing she doesn't do is say, "Where's my wife?" Right. She's afraid, and now, of course, she has her own damage. She's afraid to take, probably, to her wife. And you know, because he asked Moira about it. Moira says everyone gets there in their own time.
Right.
But in the meantime, I think Moira was probably not Moira. Emily was probably. There are already 3 of them living in that house, in that apartment. I think. I have no idea what that paperwork was for.
I think the paperwork is for the child. It's for him to adopt the child, or for the child to come into through the embassy. That's all. There's a lot of paperwork.
Take that paperwork somewhere was
but like
his excuse.
attacking her for being a vegetarian and like, here, drink some fucking wine.
It's like, is your wife a veggie?
My
Who
problem
says that? Who
is
talks like that?
Vegisaurus.
That's why I get.
I just feel like all of the male characters on this show are not worth a damn. And that's fine. I mean, that's the kind of show that it is. It presents strong female archetypes and then really weak male archetypes. But he is not only mealy-mouthed and has done literally nothing to help Offred. Nothing. This whole time he's been there. He hasn't tried to send people. He hasn't been trying to make connections.
He did beat up Commander Waterford.
Who has? Who in Canada has done anything?
Well, he's her husband, though. And I have a feeling Emily's about to do some stuff.
Well, they're taking in refugees, but they're not about to storm America.
Couldn't that also be part of the problem, is he feels emasculated because there is nothing he
I
can
absolutely
do?
agree with you. He is completely emasculated, but he's not doing anything about it. That's not... Being emasculated is not an outward force. It's something you have to deal with inside yourself.
Well, but if you feel helpless, if there's nothing you can do...
Then you take it out on a woman who just came over the border.
Okay, well, how about we watch a little bit more to see if he does take action, and then let's continue this discussion.
I am hoping that he does.
If he does do something more, or if he continues.
I mean, he already did, like you said. He already embraced the child, and that's great.
So maybe that's gonna be the turning point. Sorry, but like once he accepts the child, then maybe. So let's see. Let's continue this after we watch. We're gonna watch 2 episodes next week.
I do feel that he could have been more empathetic and supportive to Emily.
My only problem was he made it about him.
Right.
He made this horrible thing that she had to deal with emotionally, and that these women clearly understand about each other because they've both lived it. And they went through the horrors. It suddenly became about him and him having to deal with the horrors that are happening to his wife.
Because he misses his wife.
Which is actually a common thing that happens to women that are raped. If you read
about it. And I think
it's
okay to feel that way. It's just probably wasn't the best time to do it in front of Emily. Like, Emily's first night or first week of reacclimating herself to social, like... I mean, we don't know how long they've been. She's
emotionally and mentally fragile.
You know, she's eating what she wants now, and she can say, "I'm a vegetarian," and she's just coming into who she is again, and he's very defensive and very on the offense, I guess. And I don't know. He's taking
offense.
Yes, he's offense. I mean, he's taking out his aggravations on her.
Oh, that was a great pun, Marcus.
As if Emily had anything to do with June's decision. Like,
yeah.
And if I was, and if June maybe was a little stronger, she could have said, June made her own fucking decision. I can't tell her what to do.
Because I mean, he's also thinking, why didn't she come out, and then we could have found a way to get back and save her daughter? But no, June is out there. June's doing all the stuff.
I do agree with that too.
He apparently can't do anything because, as far as we know, no one's there's no talk of like resistance raised from Canada. They get to Canada and they're stuck out there and unable to do anything
because they're trying to be diplomatic about it.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I mean, I agree with you that he has the potential for growth and for becoming a better character, but I feel like so far he is portraying a particular... I'm not worried about that. I just want somebody who doesn't make it about themselves.
Yeah,
like who realizes that whatever problems he has are insignificant compared to what these women are going through.
Yeah, he definitely took out his frustration on Emily.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that was my problem. He's wrong for being frustrated, but maybe that wasn't...
No, yeah. I mean, I understand being frustrated.
I don't see why his problems... His wife has been raped and forced to have a baby. His daughter has been kidnapped and is being raised by other people, and there's nothing he can do about it. But his problems are insignificant. Okay, I don't think that's fair.
I mean,
I'm not saying he had every right to go after Emily. I just don't think it's...
Okay, I agree with you. They're not insignificant, but he is not being raped every month. And he is not being, a daughter raised in this society. So all I'm saying is a little bit of perspective.
So what you're saying, as a man, he has nothing to say. She has no right to feel
No,
that.
I'm saying he has nothing to say to the women that are going through this. He can go complain to his shrink and to his friend all he wants. He cannot complain to women that are literally living through this.
I think this is a shitty situation for everyone involved. And I think everyone is allowed to be upset by it. And this is a difficult...
Mark is living in the age of Aquarius.
Yeah. I don't know
Let's
what that
all
means.
love each other and be happy.
But
Oh no!
Did Bernie Sanders? No, I think Bernie Sanders' mic went out.
Oh.
Because she's watching the debate, which just started.
We're gonna be watching the debate later. Are we done? Are we done yelling about this?
No.
Andrew and I can continue
I
yelling
wanna
about
hear
it.
some
me off
more.
to
Oh, I'm
talk
sorry. Go ahead.
about
Go ahead.
Bernie Sanders.
Go ahead, Mark.
I would say,
I thought she
and
was talking about
because
us.
of the complex situation of this of everyone involved in this, it's not really one that you can rank, oh, well, I've had it worse than you because this, and this.
I'm sorry. Was his click cut off?
No! Let me fucking finish my sentence! You can't sit there and be like, oh, well, I was raped. Well, I had my clit cut off. Well, I was a slave in this. Or it's just, everyone has had it bad, and this is not a situation where we need to be trying to rank, well, you've had it worse than this person, so you're allowed to be whinier than that person who's had it shitty, but just because they haven't had this, and this done to it, just... Everyone is allowed to be upset. That's all I'm saying. It's a shitty circumstance for everyone. Everyone is allowed to have their moments of being upset.
Right.
I fundamentally
like
disagree.
I also said earlier, let's continue the conversation about his character when we look a few more episodes in and see what he does or does not do. Now that he has more information.
I fundamentally disagree.
I just think he should be more empathetic. Like, yes, we're all going through it.
Okay, now we're just repeating ourselves. Let's hold off on the conversation and we'll see.
Why don't you
in the
let him
upcoming
finish
weeks.
his sentence, Mark?
Because y'all were trying to say we're done.
Okay, moving on. There's a dead body in the basement.
Clearly, we all have a lot of feelings about this.
There's a dead body in the basement by Colonel Mustard with the candlestick.
Yes.
And, yeah, I mean, I do think that the Marthas are getting a little too... I mean, okay, for one, nobody's Jason Bourne in this place. Like, no one knows what they're doing.
The Marthas have a mob, man.
Like, they're all playing it by...
They're the Underground Railroad.
Yeah,
That's what the Marthas
but it seems
are.
very, like, played by ear. There's no protocol. Like, no. Once you leave here, you cannot backtrack here. Like, do not come back here. Like, die in the...
no.
If you're going to be shot, go die in the fucking forest. Like,
We don't want your dead ass in our basement.
right. I mean, that is honestly putting the whole operation in jeopardy.
That's true, yeah.
You know, so if you get caught, run into the forest, go drown, do whatever you need to do. It's like they used to do in the spy movies when they take the cyanide pill. Like, you're not going to take me alive.
Yeah.
So, or you could have walked into the house and maybe they could have helped you and saved your life.
No, she was going to die.
Okay,
She was
so
shot
if
pretty
Zach
bad.
gets shot, he's just going to run off into the woods and go die instead of
If we
be
were-
like, hey, maybe I'm going to ask for help.
If we were in a covert operation where I could possibly kill everybody in the operation, or someone could be interrogated and tortured...
I mean, technically,
Yes.
she could have brought down the entire
Yeah.
organization,
If they would've-
and then nobody else would have gotten out.
If they would have found her dead body, if they would have found her moaning and crying in the basement, I mean, they would have interrogated the whole house.
All right, so you heard from Zach. If you get shot, just crawl off into the woods and die.
In the middle of a stealth op,
And you're
give
not
Zach
allowed,
the
if you haven't
cyanide.
been raped, you can't have an opinion.
Yes, only raped people can have an opinion. And if you're shot, go to the woods and die.
I mean,
So
we're
what
all right. If we're gonna start this again, no. If we're gonna start this again, my point is, you as a man cannot complain to a raped woman about your feelings about her being raped.
Okay,
5 seconds after she got
So
raped.
if you're a man next to a woman who's been raped, then you must stay silent. Just crawl off into the woods and die because no one cares.
No, you can
what
be
men think.
supportive, and then you can go and deal with your feelings in
No
fucking
one
therapy.
knows how to react in these situations. Sorry, we haven't all
That
been
is
through
not the
school.
way.
Sorry,
What
we haven't
he
been
did
through
is
school
not
for
the
these
way.
unprecedented events on
What-
how
Well,
to deal
and
with
Moira
everyone's
did call him
torture.
out on it.
Yes, she did, and I fully support. And he grew from from it. He improved from it, which is great. I'm not saying his character is shit. I'm just saying that
I
particular
think
thing.
you are saying his character.
His character was shit in that
all
moment.
you've been saying.
Let me
is
also
that
say
he is
that
a worst character
sometimes
archetype ever.
men don't have to say anything.
Just crawl off into the woods and die like
sometimes
a good man.
silence is okay.
Maybe it would have been better if Emily said, "Listen, I know you're worried about your wife who's being raped every day, but you need to calm the fuck down."
I agree. If she wasn't completely traumatized.
Yeah. So I think
I'm enjoying the mansplaining that is happening here.
Don't put So I think what I'm learning
Mansplaining
from
as
this
a default go-to.
So what I'm learning from this room is
I'm a snowflake. What can I say?
If ever we're taken over by an oppressive government, I'm not coming to this house.
If we're taken over by an oppressive
you
government,
better fucking go die in the woods, Zach.
I will find y'all on the other side. I will be on the other side. Whatever that may mean.
What if you're not near the woods? Where do you crawl off and die?
Just die.
Hopefully a ditch, I think.
Yeah,
I think a ditch.
Be like a cat. Find some place. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
I think we're good.
Donald Trump said something about the technical difficulties.
Cannot wait to go see
all right.
this
So
debate.
our country's a
we're done.
dumpster fire. So let's go check in with that. And Andrew.
That's your question.
And now our screaming has ended.
I didn't scream.
Sorry, I'm not saying anything because I haven't been raped. I don't have an opinion.
That is appropriate.
We just lost all the
Our subscribers.